Lazar Milinkovic is our guest today on MSUEagles.com. He is the new women's basketball assistant coach here on the staff with Greg Todd and Jim Brown. And Lazar, first of all, welcome to Morehead State, and let's get into a little bit of your background and just tell us kind of the short version of a few places that you've coached and how you made it here to Morehead State.
Okay. Thank you, Matt. Well, first of all, I would really like to thank President Andrews, Dr. Andrews, for everything. I live not too far away from Morehead State and heard of Morehead State, and through an interviewing process and my first few weeks here, I've really got to see how much this university has grown, and I'm very excited to be part of that. And also would like to thank Mr. Brian Hutchinson, our athletic director, for his support throughout my interviewing and hiring process as well. But as far as my background goes, I started my coaching career at Mountain State Academy down in Beckley, West Virginia. It was kind of like a prep school. That team ended up going to the first ever ESPN Rise tournament. We had some really good talent there, and then with the same coaching staff moved on to Huntington Prep, Huntington, West Virginia. Again, had some really good success, and they continued to have even more success once I moved on. And then prior to Morehead State, I was at Marshall University with their women's basketball program.
You've coached or had the privilege of being able to coach some very high-level players at Mountain State and Huntington Prep and even Marshall. Just tell us a few of the names and a few of the players that you've had the privilege of coaching, and some of those people that moved on to pretty good basketball careers.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at Mountain State Academy, our goal was to recruit and to have a team that's going to be able to compete nationally, but more so to help those guys get Division I scholarships and further on to go play professional, whether it's that's NBA or overseas. So when I was at Mountain State Academy, I had the privilege to coach Anthony Bennett. That was #1 pick in the 2013 draft, among many others. Not to brag or anything, but the list is kind of long and do not want to exclude anyone. And then at Huntington Prep, again, a group of phenomenal guys, and I had to say led by Andrew Wiggins. His junior year, it was my last year with Huntington Prep, and as you may know, he's projected to be #1 draft in 2014, #1 pick in 2014 draft.
Tell us about your role here on the staff at Morehead State. I know we were talking a little bit and maybe some video, and then obviously on the floor coaching, and just your excitement level to be here and be on staff and a new staff and kind of a new beginning for the program next year.
Yeah, well, I think anytime you look for a new opportunity, you kind of like to have the fresh start. And when I was looking for the new opportunity, I was looking for a coach that it's not easy to work with somebody that you don't philosophically don't agree with on some basketball things, and they're going with your program on and off the floor. And I think I've really enjoyed the whole interviewing process with Coach Todd and everything that he is going to bring to this university, this athletic department, and women's basketball program. As far as I go, I think the things that we talked the most about was #1 is individual player development, individual workouts. I think that I take a lot of pride in that, and it's something we really want to work on, and not only with the players that are returning, but even our newcomers, because I think no matter how good you are or what kind of awards you may get, you can always improve in so many different aspects as a basketball player. So that's one thing. Again, and I'm from Europe. I'm from Belgrade, Serbia. So being able to potentially recruit international is another thing that we talked about, and we're definitely gonna put some time in. And then, as you mentioned, I think from my experience in Marshall, video and kind of scouting, but I think as a staff, we're all gonna take part in that. So. I think those two things, as far as really player development and international recruiting, are two assets that I really think I can help this program do good, do well.
That is Lazar Milinkovic. He's a new women's basketball assistant here. And Lazar, thanks for joining us. We look forward to a good season here at Morehead State.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.